What's going on, everybody? S.L.B coming at you with another video review. This time we're taking a look at Unique Toys M-03 Kalecgos, and this is Unique Toys' version of a G1 Onslaught. I don't have the other figures. This is the first one I got, so let me just say this right off the bat. And yes, I'm going to be getting the other ones because this guy is awesome. More on that. Let's get into the packaging. Clear shell packaging here. I already took him out, so I gotta mess around with him. But it's a really tall packaging. Just have a picture of him in robot form on the front there. On this side, again, robot form coming at you. On this side, he's got his double cannons pointed at you in robot form. Top of the packaging, you just have him in vehicle mode. Bottom of the packaging just has warning and stuff. And on the back packaging, you just have your product shots, robot form, comparisons, combined form, robot form, and again in vehicle mode. And that is it for the packaging. Let's get him out of the packaging. Well, he's already out of the packaging, but let's get him in hand and see what he looks like. And I can't do my little thing here, so we'll just go on to vehicle mode. So here is Kalecgos in his vehicle form. Really quickly, let's go over what's included. You do get your obligatory instruction sheets, but it's not in a booklet. It's in a giant poster here. And hold on, it's here. Hold on, bear with me. All right, there we go. Here we go. Here it is in all unfolded and everything like that. And they're pretty good. Here's the funny thing. There's a part here for parts deposit. Apparently there's a different version of the chest. I don't know where that is, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. But that is it for the instructions. Very nice poster there. If you want to hang it up, go ahead, be my guest. If not, I'm just going to throw it in a drawer. You also do get the obligatory collector card here, which is very nice thick cardstock. Looks really good. Nice artwork on the front there. Then the back just says Unique Toys. No tech specs or anything, which is okay. I still like it regardless, but there's that. Yeah, dog hair in my mouth. Also included in the packaging, you do get the combined form chest panel and crotch piece here. And they're done very nicely. Very nice paint. Love the two different grays and some nice molded detail into those. But we'll get into that. I'm going to show it off in its combined form, but I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm just going to show it, compare it, and move on. But I'll go over this when I get to the full combined mode. But there's this right here. And that's all he comes with. He doesn't come with a lot, which is okay. He is a really good figure. I do like him. I do have one nitpick, but it's neither here nor there. But he is really nice. I like the paint. It's very spot on with the G1 toy. Also, the look of him is very nice, especially in this form. It's just an overall nice figure. Let's get Mr. Spudger here, Pointer Spudger, and just show you some details on this thing, which really stand out. You got the front is very nicely done. Got some silver paint up here for the front grille, really nicely detailed. Nice bumper here with some nice line just to break it up. Gray plastic for the windshield wipers right here. They don't move, but it's a nice touch. Some gray plastic here for the mirrors. Some really nice silver paint right here for the footsteps right here to get in. And you just have some more rivets going on down this way. Kind of like gives it a nice military look. And the wheels are nicely done. I like the silver painted rims right here. And the look of them don't look like normal tires. It's got this nice depth to it to give it more of a bigger tire feel to it, which is nice. And the tires are rubber, which is nice. Then moving on down the back here, you got some nice silver paint here for a little ladder. Looks really nice molded detail in there to give it a nice almost diamond plate look, which is really nice. And this green paint is great against this color right here. No real bad paint blemishes on mine. It looks very good. More wheels back here, some nice silver paint here. Going to the back of the figure, looks pretty good. I mean, this is just red and yellow paint, but it's okay, in my opinion. And it's just the same thing on this side. Bottom of the car, you just have essentially, you know what's going to be. And it's pretty long too, so. But yeah, he does have some, he has a lot of weight to him, and a lot of weight's up here, which is nice. It just gives him a nice heavy feel. But I feel like when he gets into combined mode, it's going to cause it to be very top heavy. But moving on to the cannons at the top here, some nice silver paint with some nice gunmetal gray here. Yeah, looks really good, really nice. I like it. He rolls pretty well. Oh, I'm a little mistransformed here, sorry. Gotta make sure that's up. That's my bad. But he rolls very well. And it's not like in Generation Toys figures where you have to get the transformation just right or else you're not going to have a solid movement when rolling it. This is actually pretty nicely done. As you can see, I have a little bit of problem up there, but it still rolls very well. And he does have a turning point right here as he's pulling my review area asunder. So you get a nice 90-degree bend in that movement right there. The one issue I do have in vehicle mode, and this is the only issue I have in vehicle mode, is in order for this part right here to go up, you need to have the heads out, which is, I understand why they did this, but to have a nice G1 feel, it'd been nice to be able to push this up and have this just one solid piece, you know, and have it look G1. But it's good. It's good. Let's get into some comparisons now. Really quickly, first and foremost, we'll just get this out of the way. Here he is with Combiner Wars Onslaught. No comparison there. This guy is ginormous. You know, official, third party. But I like the colors more on Unique Toys here. This just looks very muted, where this is more, I want to say, vibrant and stands out more than this. This is just bland, but then Hasbro. He's not masterpiece scaled in vehicle, but here he is compared to MP10 without the trailer. Just to give you an idea of the cap section there. And I don't know how well you can see that, but there's your comparison. It might be MPs. I don't feel like it is, but that's just me. So there's that. And for one more comparison, here he is next to Transform Mission Motormaster with the cab. And give me 1 second and let me rearrange the camera to show you exactly just how big this guy is. So after just some readjusting of the camera, here they are next to each other to give you an idea of how they look together, lengthwise and together. And again, he is a IDW inspired masterpiece scale figure. He is not, but I think the scale looks pretty good. Something about this just doesn't make it feel, in vehicle mode, masterpiece scale. That's just my opinion, but they look really good together next to each other in vehicle mode, depending on your collection, depending on what you're looking for. I think, you know, your mileage may vary. So there is that for comparison. Oh, that's heavy. Heavy. All right, so let's get him into combine mode and see what combine mode looks like, shall we? Now you guys may be asking yourself, where's the combine mode? Well, here it is. Oh, here it is. Really quickly, here it is. So, yeah, this guy is massive. Going all the way up to about that. That's one giant piece of torso there. And let me say right off the bat, he is fun to transform. Not really. Every single joint in this guy is tight, and that's one of my nitpicks is the amount of tolerances on this guy here, especially when going in confined form. Now that's going to be a good thing because it means the stability is going to be really good. He's not going to have shaky knees. The arms are going to hold very nicely. But there's your quick snippet for torso mode, and just let's push him back and show him next to Transformation Menasor. Yeah, he's going to tower over Menasor just by the shape of the head alone. I mean, chest to chest there. Let's get it up a little bit. Yeah. He's going to be massive. IDW, I believe they're going for a G1, and I think the G1 looks nice. There are going to be pieces to do a more smoother chest, because this chest part of this is going to fill out this gap a little bit. It's going to plug in back here to the back, make everything look nice and clean, and it cleans up pretty good, I should say, for combined mode. And I do like the look of this. I do. I like the nice midsection right here. Gives him some, nice proportions and all that. And I think overall he's going to look really good in combined form. So there is that for combined form. Let's get him into robot mode and show you what robot mode looks like. So here we have him in his robot form, and he is big, he is chunky, he is awesome. I do have some issues with it, but mainly those are tolerance and clearance. So let's get in on the way he looks. Let's get into that face. Let's bring it closer so we can see that face of his. There's one of my issues right there. Yep, there we go. All right. So looking in on this face sculpt, you can tell by the way the face looks that this is Onslaught. I love I myself personally, I like the clear orange plastic. There is a little bit of light piping at the top there, but not a lot to kind of really bug a lot of people, because I know a lot of people don't like light piping, but I personally think it's okay in some instances. Nice silver paint on the mouth guard here. Looks really good. My one issue, personal issue, that I wish the helmet was black or had some accented paint on it, just because the color of the plastic on the helmet matches the color of the plastic on the chest area here, and it gets lost. It gets lost when you look at it head on, because you're looking at it, you're looking at one solid color, and it kind of just loses something in that, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I still like them though. So going into the chest area here, and it's that nice plastic color here. You got some silver bit in this chest center here to kind of break it up with some black background. Looks really good. Some yellow paint right here. And I like the purple paint they have on this. It's a nice muted purple. It's not too bright. It's not too dark. It's a nice in between. Some black paint accents on the ab section right here, as well as on the side here. And I'm okay with the black instead of silver, because if I think it was silver, it'd be too eye-catching. It'd be too bright. You don't want to bring focus on his abs. You want to bring focus to the overall figure. So that's just my opinion. Moving down, and I'm going to say this right now, is there are these little rubber parts right here, or not really rubber, they're kind of a clear plastic right here. That's mainly for vehicle mode, so it's not scratching on any surface, but it is kind of a eyesore there, in my opinion. But I like this green color here. Looks really good. Got a very military-esque feel to it. And on the legs, you have two-tone thighs right here. A nice gunmetal gray, followed by a nice gray paint right there. Looks really good. Moving on to the shins. Some nice molded detail all throughout here. Got some clear plastic right here, and behind it, some nice molded detail. And the feet have some nice silver accents, as well as some purple plastic here, and some silver accents on the side here, which is really good, which I do like. And the back cleans up very nicely, in my opinion. Yes, he has a giant backpack, but it's not a big deal to me. So Moving on to articulation. Here's my one issue with articulation on this figure. There are two spots, and I forgot to mention this when I was going over the torso, but there's two sections, two areas where the swivel has some tolerance issues. So we'll go over the head first, because this is where the big issue is. Because it's the same up here as it was down here. But again, I forgot to mention it, but it's a recurring thing. It's only in one, I think it's in this one. I just, thanks to some of my friends in a Facebook message group, they helped me out trying to figure out what to use, because I've never had this issue before. So thanks to Jed and Jed Vargo, Nate Armstrong, and whoever else helped me. Your name escapes me at the moment, but thank you. I think Tyler did too. So, well, then again, it's a G1 character, and Tyler doesn't like G1, so stuck it. Anyways, moving on. Here's the issue. Going one direction with the head, it's on a swivel. It goes fine in one direction. But when you turn it the other direction, you get tolerance. It's a stopping point. Why is it one way and not the other? One way, perfect 360. Another way, stopping point. I was able to fix the issue down here. I used some silicone gel. This is a saline gel. It was one of the two. I put it in there. I turned it around to make sure it was nicely coated, and it works just fine. This, I'm just going to have to deal with it up here. But that's just my figure. Your mileage may vary. Moving right along. The arms can do a full 360 on a very nice, very satisfying ratchet. Not too soft, not too hard. Excuse me, very nicely done. You can only go out to here if you don't move this section right here, but if you move it, you can get some nice movement out there. And here's another issue I have. Now, it's not going to be an issue for people that pose their figures. It's going to be an issue for the people that maybe do stop motion videos and they want to use this figure. Let me warn you right now. There is a clearance issue right here in the elbow. As you can, I don't know how well you can see this, but watch here and here, because here we have straight. The minute you get to about here, the plastic meets. So technically, there's your bend as of right now, but if you bring it through, you get 90 degrees. A little over 90 degrees, I should say. But that is one of my issues, is this clearance. And it just seems like a hinder. You're pushing plastic against plastic. Like I said, if you're just posing him, it's fine. But for the people that do stop motion, they want to use this figure, be warned. There's your warning right there. Also, there is a swivel, but on mine, these are very tight. Very tight. You can probably loosen a screw somewhere. I haven't on the elbows, it doesn't bother me as much as it did on the head and the combination section, but there's that. The wrist is on a swivel, and let's move on to this hand, because I'll show you. Each individual finger is articulated, so each one has a very posable and very tight, very nice. And he has no handgun, so there's really nothing for him to hold on to. But the thumb is also on a ball joint. But that's the only range of movement they has in there. So there is that. Moving right along to the waist section, he does have a swivel right there in the waist, and the backpack does not hinder mobility, which is a great thing. It does hinder it in one aspect. Moving on, we'll go into the hips. The hip skirts can go up, so you can get your full range of movement in the hips. You can go forward, very tight joint there. So you can go forward that far. Going back is even tighter, but you can only go that far because of the backpack, and that's where the backpack hinders mobility, but oh well. And then there's an outward movement. Nice, satisfying click right there. Very nice. There you go. There is a swivel right above the knee. Let's plug that back in, but there you have a swivel right above the knee there. 9-degree bend at the knee. Very nice. And there is no, I'm sorry, there is a bend at the foot right there. It can go forward. Can't go forward at all, but it can get bent back that way. But that's mainly for transformation purposes when you're going into combined mode. But if you want to use that for articulation, you can. And the toes can articulate as well as the heel. And there's also a bend at the ankle right there. So there you have that. Let's get him situated. Let's get him back here and let's move on to some comparisons. First and foremost, we will do, just because he's here, Combinors, Onslaught. So there's your comparison for that. And moving on to the other things. Let's get this out of the way right now. Here he is next to MP10. And he's a little bit taller than MP10 because, yep, a little bit taller. But I think this scale works. I think he works in an MP scale in robot mode, in my opinion. There's that. And here he is next to, let's get him out of his A stance so we can get him standing straight up just so we can see the difference. Here he is next to Transform Mission Motormaster. And I think this scale works too. Granted, he's an IDW inspired figure, and he's kind of a G1 figure, but I think this scale works as well. Hence why I think he works well in the MP scale in robot form. So that's my opinion on that. Ugh. And for one final comparison, here he is next to, let's get him in the center, MP Soundwave. And here he is next to Thundercracker. There you go. And this is, like I said, I think this scale works because you want these torso figures for Combaticons, Stunicons. You want them to be a little bit bigger because they're the torsos, they're the leaders of their individual groups. And I think they should be a little bit bigger than, say, your Seekers or Soundwave or Shockwave or whoever. So I think this scale works great. So that's that. So let's get into some final thoughts of Unique Toys Kalecgos. I like this figure. It's kind of one of those hard things where I like him in vehicle mode, but I also like him in robot mode. Tolerance issues aside, with the swivel in the head and the combination, I do like this figure. He's big, he's bulky, and he looks menacing. And he's Onslaught. He's supposed to look like that. He's supposed to look big and look like he's going to beat you up. And that's what he looks like, and he looks great. The issues, with the clearance for the elbows aside, I think he looks good proportionately. I would have liked it a little bit more if there's a little bit something to slim down the forearms. That's just my personal opinion. And again, I would like it maybe this was the helmet portion of his head was black, just to kind of make it look a little bit different, make it stand out a little bit more, because that silver paint, the clear plastic orange, isn't really catching your attention just because the plastic blends in with the rest of it. I don't think he may or may not fit your G1 collection, just because of the simple fact that he doesn't really completely look G1 in his robot mode. I mean, if you look at the G1 figure, this section was all silver. He had a black helmet, you know. But the aesthetic is there. He does look close to a G1 representation. Speaking on this one alone, he's a fun transformation, really simple, and not a lot of issues transformation-wise. So those are my final thoughts on the figure. What did you guys think of this video? Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. If you have this figure, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Hit me up on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. All that information will be in the description down below. If you want to donate to me, PayPal, link in the description below. This is S.L.B, and this has been my review of Unique Toys M-03 Kalecgos, Lego Man. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But this has been my review of Unique Toys version of Onslaught. Let's put it at that. And this is S.L.B saying, my childhood hates me.